अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अला इन्ना नस्रुल्लाहि करीब इंडीड द हेल्प ऑफ अल्लाह इज़ नियर। सुन रखो कि अल्लाह की मदद करीब ही है। अस्सलाम वालेकुम बायो क्लास 1031 अल खानपुर। आई एम योर बायो लेक्चरर किरण यूनुस, praying that Allah Almighty give us wisdom to turn hardships into blessings. Let's start our today's lecture of chapter number 26, some major ecosystems. In this lecture we are going to discuss about the grassland ecosystem. Firstly, location of grassland ecosystem in Pakistan. They are found in Gilgit, Kashmir, Waziristan, Lower Chitral and North Kalat. However, in the world, these are located in the center of Eurasian continents, where Eurasia is a combined word for Europe and Asia. Next, the types of grassland ecosystem. Here we discuss two types of grassland ecosystem. Number one, prairies, and number two, savanna. These are classified on the basis of climates and the species of plants that are found over there. Firstly, grassland ecosystem of a prairie. Prairies are grasslands that have temperate climates and don't have woody plants. Hardly you can see here woody plants. Mostly different species of grasses are found over there. Next, savanna. Grasslands with tropical climates. As you can note here, they have more rainfall, average rainfall as compared to prairies. So they have woody trees called as savanna. You can see here woody plants as well, different type of grass species. Next, rainfall. As I discussed, two different types of grassland ecosystem. Number one, temperate. The average rainfall of temperate grassland ecosystem is 250 to 750 milliliter. However, that of tropical and subtropical grasslands, it is about 1500 millimeter, or you can say that 60 inches. The temperate grassland ecosystems, if the rainfall not return on schedule, face severe droughts. Not here. Severe droughts in the grassland ecosystem if rainfall is not on schedule. However, grassland occur in regions where annual rainfall is midway between a forest and a desert. As we discussed in our previous lectures, the forests have 750 to 1500 millimeter. Start from 750, and here we have 250 to 750 milliliter average rainfall. So the rainfall less than the forest and more than the desert ecosystem. That ecosystem have an environment that is specific or typical for grassland, grasses or graminoids. In general, they have a continuous cover of grass. As you see in the diagram, they have continuous cover of grasses and trees virtually not found at all except along the rivers. Water and fire are the crucial factors in the competition between grasses and trees. Next, we are going to discuss plant life in grassland ecosystem. The dominant species are graminoids, that means that are grasses and grass-like plants. However, certain forbs such as composites, legumes and many other herbaceous plant species are also associated with grasses. A very typical characteristic of grassland ecosystem is layering. as layering is found in deciduous temperate forest. Here also three types of, or you can say that three layers of species, grass species are found. Number one is tall grasses, and examples of tall grasses are Andropogon and Panicum that form first layer. However, the second layer is of mid-high grasses, and examples of that are Stipa, Sporobolus or Rhizopsis. Next is the third layer that is formed by short grasses and forbs and warfare species. Examples of such species are Poa and Bromus. With mosses and lichens are also found in this third layer. You can see grasses in layering here, the different examples, and see their length, and note that they are different grasses with different height. Panicum, Rhizopsis, Poa, Sporobolus, Stipa and Bromus. Next, soil conditions. As we discussed, drought also a severe condition of these ecosystems means the rainfall is low. So low rain and high precipitation or high evaporation, as the aerial part of plant is all exposed for the evaporation. So evaporation is higher as compared to other plants like trees, and precipitation is lower. The soil moisture is limited. Upper soil layer in which grasses are rooted is moist, but deeper layers are constantly dry. As you know, the grasses have roots with normal length, so the roots not get much deeper, so the upper layer be the moist layer. However, the layers when we go deep down be the constantly dry. The soil of grassland is basically impermeable with excessive salinity. Why salinity be over there? As two main reasons. Number one, there is a less value of revival, and number two, the length of roots that, as I said before, not get much deeper. That's why the leaching be more as compared to forest ecosystem, and that leaching is responsible for the most salty soil and salinity. Next, animal life. As grasses, herbs are most common in grassland ecosystem, so dominant species of animals will also be herbivores, and invertebrates including insects. These insects are so numerous, like grasshopper, that they can compete with other herbivores for plant foliage. The predators are reptiles like lizards, toads, and turtles. The decomposers include bacteria, actinomycetes, and different fungi like mushrooms, yeast, bracket fungi, etc. Thirdly, large animals, in which zebras, wild horses, and bisons are important. Next, productivity. In temperate grassland ecosystem, the rate of primary production is about 700 to 1500 gram per meter square annually. On the other hand, in subhumid tropical grasslands, it is more than 4000 gram per meter square. A huge difference. And difference on which basis? It depends on the rainfall. The lower rainfall in temperate grasslands, lower will be the productivity. Higher rainfall in subhumid and tropical grasslands, so high will be the productivity over there. In annual grasslands, large grazing animals consume relatively small amount, 5 to 10%. It is very important, and it is very interesting to note that the consumption of these grasses by the large grazing animals is relatively small. It is about 5 to 10% of the total herbage produced. However, in vertebrates, rodents and birds, the smaller animals consume an equal amount or a little more. It is very interesting. Next, human impact. The natural grasslands in the world are used for crop production and livestock management by the humans. Number 2, the cultivation for these crop production and livestock management is only a fraction in the world's grassland. Why? Because they have acidic climatic conditions with soil erosion and salinity, as I discussed before. Due to these conditions, soil erosion causes the decrease in fertility of the soil, and acidic climatic conditions also are responsible for the less production and for a wide variety of plants be not cultivated over there, and salinity, of course. Thirdly is overgrazing, that we discussed in our previous chapter in detail. Overgrazing, you know very well, cause reduction in herbage cover, and its result, of course, is soil erosion. Even we discussed that it is also responsible for desertification. So many lands are converted into deserts by the overgrazing. It is also an human impact. So this is how I finish our today's lecture. Stay tuned, stay blessed. Fi amanillah.